Namaste, my name is Shiva and welcome to onlyvedayoga.com. Today in this video we are going to talk about Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Everyone in the world of yoga, mostly all the yoga schools, they take their references and they study Patanjali Yoga Sutras. What are Patanjali Yoga Sutras? Who made them? Who wrote them? Let's find out. So, Maharishi Patanjali was a great yogi. Maha means the great, Rishi means the sage, and Patanjali was his name. Maharishi Patanjali. In the ancient times, the knowledge of yoga was transferred from a guru to a disciple. So the guru will teach his disciple, the disciple will become a guru, and then he will teach his disciple, and it goes on like this. But then Maharishi Patanjali compiled all this knowledge and put it into this one book, 196 sutras. Sutras or shlokas, which means the threads written in Sanskrit. And you read those threads, you get a perspective out of it, and then you learn something about yourself and about the path of yoga. He divided yogic knowledge into 8 limbs of yoga, which is also known as Ashtanga Yoga or Raja Yoga, the royal path. 8 limbs of yoga. And these 8 limbs are named as yamas, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So yamas and niyamas are talking about the social conduct towards society and towards yourself. Asana, the 3rd limb, is the physical positions which we do. And Maharishi Patanjali described asana and the definition of asana as sthiram sukham asana. Being stable and happy in a posture is asana. No matter which position it is, but being stable and happy in that posture is asana. So this was the 3rd limb. 4th limb is pranayama. Pranayama, you can say in normal terms, the breathing practices, the breath techniques, the way and the techniques and the process to balance your life force energy within and around your body. 5th limb was pratyahara, which means the withdrawal of the senses. So once you have done the pranayama, the breathing practices, then it further makes you reach a state which is the withdrawal of the senses. Then only the body is there, only I exist, but the senses are already withdrawn. And then the 6th one is dharana. Dharana means divine focus. Focus on something, focus on your breath, focus on any chakra, any point, any spiritual point, or just the blank screen in front of your closed eyes. These are some of the techniques, but there are many. After dharana is dhyana, the 7th limb. 7th limb dhyana talks about meditation and the meditative state. And the 8th limb, the final limb, the samadhi, which talks about liberation, enlightenment, moksha, and the union, the final union with the Supreme Consciousness. That is what he talks in those 8 limbs. Apart from this, he also has given definitions of yoga. The very first definition of yoga which Maharishi Patanjali wrote was Athaha Yogaha Anushasana, which means now discipline is yoga, which means without discipline you cannot start with your practice of yoga. You need to make a commitment to it. And this is the first sutra in the book. So you open the book and the first sutra you read is Ataha Yoga Anushasana. Now discipline is yoga, which means if you're starting to read this book, you need to have this commitment. You need to have this discipline, self-discipline to start with yoga. And the second sutra, the second definition of yoga which Maharishi Patanjali gave was the knowledge. So, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. which means yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. All these thoughts, all these fluctuations which are always happening in the mind, all the thought processes, emotions, anger, hatred, stress, anxiety, all are results of overthinking. So Maharishi Patanjali speaks to stop all these fluctuations, these waves, is yoga. There will always be thoughts, but overall, in the deep ocean, there is stillness. There are always waves, but in the deep ocean is some stillness. And that is what Patanjali is describing in this sutra. With the practice of yoga, we stop or we balance that fluctuation, that thought process which is always going on in our mind, and our nervous system is more calm and relaxed. In this book, Maharishi Patanjali has described yoga into 4 chapters. The very first chapter is called Samadhi Pada. The second chapter is called Sadhana Pada. The third chapter is called Vibhuti Pada. And the fourth chapter is called Kevalya Pada. I hope you find this video good and beneficial for you. I hope you read the Patanjali Yoga Sutras and find the meaning, the hidden meaning of these sutras by yourself. Om.
You can download easily the yoga training books, Yoga Asanam Parivar Part 1 and Part 2 from the Google Book Store. Search Only Veda books or simply Yoga Asanam Parivar. These books are based on the Maharishi Patanjali Yoga Sutras.
All other Only Veda Yoga courses are easily accessible online through mobile app, laptop, or your computer at home and internet. Only Veda Yoga inspires for online participation. www.onlyvedayoga.com